Dear students, today I am going to explain you about the transistor characteristics experiment. So what is a transistor? Transistor, it is a three-terminal device, basically one PN junction which is doped with the another PN junction which looks like this, forms a two junction, and it will be having the three terminals called emitter, base and the collector. The two types of the transistor are the NPN transistor and the PNP transistor. So usually we'll represent this NPN transistor like this with base, then collector, emitter. The same representation only, but only the arrow mark differs. You can observe here in the case of an NPN transistor, I have marked the arrow mark like this towards the emitter and it is towards this way. So this arrow mark, it represents the direction of the current in the emitter. In this experiment, we are using an NPN transistor. You can observe here this NPN transistor. And the modes of the transistor, there are three modes of the transistor. One is the CE mode, then CB mode, and the third one is the CC mode. The CE mode means it is the common emitter mode, common base mode and the common collector mode. What is the CE mode means? Common emitter mode means emitter is connected common in between the base and the collector. So here you can observe this emitter, it is connected common to the input as well as to the output. Now coming on to the experiment in detail, so we shall discuss with the characteristics of the transistor. What is a the aim of this experiment, it is to draw the input, output and the transfer characteristics of the transistor, and will determine the current gain values in the current common emitter, common base and the common collector configuration. So looking into this circuit, you can observe here emitter is connected common, so emitter is connected to negative and here positive is connected to this base. So this part of the circuit, here it is the input circuit which is forward biased, and this part of the circuit, it is the output circuit which is reverse biased. Means forward bias P type, it is connected to positive, and N type which is connected to the negative. The same thing is happening here. So positive is connected to this base and negative is connected to the emitter. It is a forward bias input circuit and this is the reverse bias output circuit. So what are the apparatus which we require for this to perform this experiment? The transistor, then the power supplies, we need an ammeter and also the voltmeter also. So let me look on to this transistor. If you observe closely to this transistor, you can observe a notch here. From this notch, we'll take this as the emitter, this is the base and this is the collector. So from the notch, it is emitter, base and the collector. Now, to perform this experiment, we are using an NPN transistor. So you can observe here in the circuit diagram what I have represented for NPN transistor. The same thing it is here. So we are using the NPN transistor in CE mode. See, emitter is common here. So we are performing this experiment using NPN transistor in the CE mode. Coming to the instrumental part, this is the instrument what we are using to perform this transistor characteristics experiment. Then to study the input characteristics, output characteristics and the transfer characteristics, I will do the circuit diagram what you are observing. According to the circuit diagram, we shall do the circuit. What does it says? See, we require a battery, so which is VBB, and one more battery VCC. So VBB and another variable source VCC. We require two voltmeters VBE and VCE, that is voltage across base and emitter. This is voltage across collector and emitter. So this is VBE and VCE, two voltmeters, And also we require two ammeters also, like one to measure the base current and one to measure the collector current, therefore IB, IC. So in the instrument, the same way it is there. See, we require two ammeters. So IB to measure base current, it is here. To measure the collector current, this is here. Then two voltmeters, one voltmeter VBE and another voltmeter VCE. We require the two batteries. So here power supply, this one VBB and one more is the VCC. Then you can observe here this transistor, emitter, this is base, and the collector, which is the NPN transistor. I'll do the circuit now. What is the circuit first? Positive of the battery is connected to positive of the voltmeter. The same way I'll do here. See, this is battery. Positive of the battery is connected to positive of the voltmeter. Similarly, according to the circuit, negative is connected to the negative of this voltmeter. Then voltmeter positive is connected to IB positive. So this is our voltmeter. Now VB positive is connected to IB positive. So this is IB positive. Then IB negative is connected to base. So IB negative is connected to base. Then emitter is connected to negative of the voltmeter. So emitter is connected to negative of the voltmeter. So if you look into the circuit, you can observe here this input part I completed. Just I connected voltmeter positive to battery, voltmeter negative to battery negative, then again voltmeter to IB, that is positive, then IB negative, it is connected to base, and emitter is connected to voltmeter negative. So input part of the circuit is over. Then I will connect the output. What it is there? Collector to IC negative. So where is collector? Collector, this is collector. Collector is connected to IC, which is in milliamps, that is negative. Then IC positive, ammeter positive, it is connected to voltmeter positive. So VCE positive. Then again VCE, that is V negative, voltmeter negative, it is again connected to emitter. So voltmeter negative is connected to the emitter part. Then just the battery is connected parallelly across the voltmeter. So this VCC positive, it is connected to this positive, and VCC negative, it is connected to this negative. Okay. So this is what the circuit, the output part of the circuit I did. Collector is connected to IC negative, that is milliammeter, to measure the collector current. Then this IC positive is connected to voltmeter positive. Then voltmeter negative is connected to emitter. This variable source is there. This variable source is connected parallel to this voltmeter. So this is the output part of the circuit which I completed. Now the circuit is ready. According to the circuit diagram, we have made the connection. Now I'll switch on this circuit. I'll make all this to 0. Now to study the input characteristics, what does this says? The tabular column says here, see, VCE is equal to 1 volt. So voltage across the collector and emitter should be kept constant for 1 volt. You have to vary VBE, that is voltage across base and emitter, and you have to note down this IB. You have to note down the base current. The same way I'll perform this experiment. So according to the tabular column, VCE should be kept constant for 1 volt. So I'll keep constant. VCE will be kept constant for 1 volt. As you can observe here, this is VCE. This I'll make it for 1 volt. Okay, then I have to vary VBE and I have to note down IB. So VCE will be 1 volt Then vary VBE. See, vary VBE. This is VBE. I have to note down this IB. For 0, it is 0. So I'll write it 0. Then I'll make this VBE 0.1. So I'm getting 0 only. So that 0 I will write it. Then I'll make this to 0.2. For 0.2 also it is 0. I'll increase this to 0.3. Again 0. I'll increase 0.4. 0.4 also is almost 0. 0.5. I'm getting some reading. So around 0.7. So until 0.4 it was 0. For 0.5 I got around 0.7. That reading I will write it. Now I'll increase the voltage to 0.6. 0.6 around 16.9 I am getting that value I am writing here. Then I'll increase to 0.7. So 0.7 almost 44. Then now my last reading 0.8. So almost 17.8, 119.7. So you can observe here, initially when it is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, it is 0 only, and later it decreases. So from this tabular column, what does it say? See, look into this tabular column. As you increase the voltage, current does not increases. Current is 0 only, and after some particular voltage, current increases linearly with the increase in voltage. So in this input characteristics, so when you plot this current IB versus this VBE, as you increase the voltage, current will not vary initially. After some particular voltage, this current increases linearly with increase in voltage. In this tabular column, you have to determine the two things. One is the knee voltage and another is the input resistance. See here, I will extrapolate this line along the x-axis. So this is the knee voltage Vk, what you can observe here, almost 0.59 or 0.6 volt. So it is the forward voltage, this knee voltage what you are represented. I have just extrapolated this line along the x-axis. It is the forward voltage at which the current increases with the increase in voltage, and approximately around 0.6 volt I have got from this graph. Then one more thing I have to calculate is the input resistance. So in this linear portion of the curve, I'll calculate this, I'll take the slope and I'll calculate the input resistance, which I'm just making use of this Ohm's law. So input resistance is calculated. It is just BC by AB. Suppose if I take this as ABC, so it is BC divided by AB, and it is delta VBE by delta IB. So input resistance is 1578.94 or 1.57 kilo ohm. So two things we have determined here. One is the knee voltage and other is the input resistance. Now coming to the output characteristics. So what does the tabular column says here? We have to keep the base current IB should be equal to 50 microamps. I have to vary VCE, C0. In steps of 0.1 I'll vary initially, and after that I'll increase in steps of 2. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 until 1. After that I'll increase in steps of 1 volt only. So I'll be varying VCE and I have to note down this IC. So look, coming into this circuit diagram, what we should do, this IB should be kept 50 microamps. So this is IB. So I'll keep this IB to 50 microamps. and I have to vary this VCE. This is VCE and I have to note down this IC. So I will be varying this VCE and I will be noting this IC, keeping this IB constant. So this is around 50 microamps. Now I'll vary this for 0, okay, it is 0. So I'll make this to 0.1. I'm getting some reading, then 0.2, around 2.9, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, like this. So this is kept constant. This will be for 50 microamps only. And I will be varying this like 1 volt, after 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt. So I will be writing this IC reading, keeping IB will be constant. So when I take the readings for this output characteristics, it will be almost like this. See, for 0, I got 0, 0.1, I got 1.89, 0.2, 2.22, it increases, 0.9, 2.41, see 2, 2.42, then 3, 2.42, 4, again 2.42, 6 also 2.42. So, from this tabular column, if I plot the graph for this, see VCE, it is plotted along x-axis, IC is plotted along y-axis. So initially as the voltage increases, current also increases, and after that it reaches saturation. You can observe initially it is increasing, after that it becomes saturation. Similarly, I am repeating this for IB. Suppose you can take this as IB1 and another this as IB2 for 75 microamps. The same way of the graph I am getting, as the voltage increases, initially the current also increases and after that it reaches saturation. So this is what we study from the output characteristics. Next, the third thing we have to determine is the transfer characteristics. So, in this, the tabular column says VCE should be kept constant for 1 volt. So, this VCE I will keep constant for 1 volt, and I will vary IB. I will note down IC. Where is IB? IB is this which is in microamps. IC is this which is in milliamps. So VCE should be varied. I will vary this VCE. So I'll keep constant for 1 volt. So approximately it is 1 volt. I will vary IB and I will note down IC. For example, 0 for 0, it is 0, okay. Then I'll increase IB to 10. So for 10 you can observe a 0.71, then I'll increase this to 20, around 1.46 I got, then I will increase this to 30, then for 40, 2.89, then I'll increase this to 50, then 60, 70, then 80, 80 around 5.83, then 90 until 100. So as I enter the readings, the tabular column, in the tabular column you can look into this. I kept VCE as constant for 1 volt, varied IB in the circuit and noted the values of IC. The graph looks like this if I plot. The same thing, IB is plotted along x-axis which is in microamps and IC is in y-axis which is in milliamps. If I plot a graph, it is a straight line. Here I need to calculate the current gain beta. This beta, it is nothing but the ratio of the output current to the input current. So this is IC and this is IB, because the collector current it is the output current. The base current in the circuit, it is the input current. So here this is IC, this is IB. So delta IC divided by delta IB, if I calculate, I got this beta value as 78. So this is current gain beta in the CE mode. Similarly, we can calculate this also alpha. This alpha is also the current gain, but this is in CB mode. This alpha is calculated with the formula beta over 1 plus beta, where beta value we are having here. Substituting, then we can get this alpha, the current gain in CB mode. And we can also calculate this gamma, which is 1 over 1 minus alpha. So we'll be calculating this alpha, substituting this alpha to here, we can calculate gamma also. So this is the result. The input, output and the transfer characteristics of an NPN transistor in common emitter mode is studied, and we calculated the estimated values of the input resistance, then knee voltage, then the current gain. As I told you from the third graph, beta, alpha and gamma are as follows. The input resistance, it is 1.578 kilo ohm. The knee voltage 0.59 volt from the graph. Current gain beta is around 78, and the current gain alpha in the CB mode, if I substitute this to the formula alpha equal to beta over 1 plus beta, then alpha will be equal to 0.982. So these are the things which we have to calculate from the experiment: input resistance, knee voltage and the current gain beta in CE mode as well as CB mode. Okay, thank you.